Hey, what's up, you guys, and welcome to ATV. So this is a new new series that I think I'm going to try and do. I've always wanted to do a story time series where I tell you stories about my life and stories about my past. Some are funny, some are embarrassing, and they're true stories now. They're 100% true. And most of the stuff I wrote in this book here called Stuck in My Head. It's not that great of a book, you know, it's just something I just threw together. But I figured I'd tell you some stories, even some from this little book that I made. And hope you enjoy the stories because they were some of them are very, very fun to talk about now. So what I'm going to be telling you guys today is the House on Shady Lane story. So this was back in 2015. I like to put my videos in 3 different categories. One being the Bronze Age. The Bronze Age is very cringy videos. That's like from 2013 to about 2014-ish. And they were very cringy, but they were just for fun. 2014-ish to about 2016, I would call the Silver Age. Everything in there was a little bit better, but still a little bit cringy. And then from then on, everything has been Golden Age. You know, I finally found the style I like, and I'm still sticking with it as far as my YouTube videos go. But anyway, in 2015, I wanted to make a horror movie. I really wanted to make a really good horror movie, kind of just something very simple. And I was going to call it House on Shady Lane. And the idea is that this family has a black sheep in the family, which is the supposed one of the kids. And the other kid in the family didn't know about that person until that kid comes back and kills the entire family. It's very dark, but you'd have to see the video for yourself, but unfortunately the video is no longer on YouTube. It's no longer anywhere because it was deleted. But here's how that happened. So anyways, we filmed the video. I filmed with my dad, my brother, and a friend of ours. I'm going to keep that friend of ours named silent. For now, I'll just call him Steve. So I wanted Steve to be in the movie because he had the really cool look for the killer character. He had the long hair, and it looked really cool with the mask on. I had this little purge mask that I wanted him to wear. We had this long black jacket for him to wear. It was pretty cool. And I had to go next door and ask because at the time my dad was dating his mother. And they weren't talking at that point in time, so I went next door and asked Steve if he wouldn't mind helping us with the video. So he came over, we filmed a lot of stuff. You know, I really don't remember the video that much, but I remember we filmed a death scene where he has this big old sledgehammer and he's pounding me in the face with it, and then there's this one shot where my whole face is covered in red food coloring. And I had to get a quick shower, and we got out of the shower and we filmed the ending. Now the ending I remember very vividly. The ending is the dad finds me dead, and he automatically knows who did it, so he runs to the room and grabs the other kid, and they get in the car and drive away. And while they're driving away, the killer pops up from behind the car and stabs the dad. He does this really, really cheesy gurgling effect with the fake blood. He goes while he's at the steering wheel, and he kind of nods his head on the steering wheel, and the car stops. Killer and the kid get out, and they walk down the street, and that was the last shot of the movie. And it said something like text, their whereabouts remain unknown. And that was the perfect way to end the video. And that's the ending of the video. But then here's where the problem started. Okay. So that very same day we wrapped. Here's a picture I'm going to put on the screen right now. This is the only surviving picture that I have of that day. This is after we wrapped. There's me holding the movie plaque thing. There's the kid in the middle wearing the killer mask and the long hair. My dad's on the other end with blood on his shirt from the gurgling blood scene. And my brother in the back of the truck. I started editing the video the very same day. The video was like 10 minutes long. Something around there. And I used this app called Splice. I used a bunch of different editors. See, here's the thing. In that age and time, I was filming videos on my iPhone, and I was editing them on my iPhone and uploading them to YouTube on my phone. So the videos were not very good quality and like they are now, but we had this issue every now and again where I would edit a really cool video and save it to camera roll, and sometimes it won't save to camera roll. And if it doesn't do that, I cannot upload to YouTube. So, and that was one of the big stressful things back in the day, is I could not save a video to camera roll half the time. And I don't know if the app was buggy or not, but that's how it went down. So the day went by and I still couldn't save the video. So the next day they take me home, which was about like an hour drive, 2 hours. And I go home and I still cannot save the video. So what I did was, I set up my iPhone on my dresser, and then I got my iPod, which is even lower quality. I sat it in front of the iPhone and pushed record on the Splice app, and then recorded the whole movie on my iPod, which I'm amazed it actually filmed the entire thing, because that iPod is like dead already. So, and then I uploaded that video to YouTube. So the video was really low quality, and yeah, it was very bad. But you can at least see the visuals, you can at least hear the music and sound. It was okay. Yeah, I was willing to let that pass. It made it look more grungy anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I also uploaded the next day after that the behind the scenes footage of filming that movie, and that video itself is gone as well. But yeah, I uploaded them back to back. The making of House on Shady Lane. And about a week or so later, I get a text or a call. I think it was a text from my dad. He was freaking out. I was like, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong? And the little kid that you saw in the picture, my brother, I wouldn't say got in trouble, but his mother was not happy that about one scene in particular in the movie. I mean, she wasn't really digging the fact that it was a very gory movie, but she also didn't like the fact that there was a scene in the movie right at the end when the dad realizes that I'm dead and goes out to get the kid, and they drive away. The way we did it is I filmed a shot of him taking him outside and him putting him in the floorboard of the truck and then going around to the driver's seat. We would then cut. I would go to the door, open it up. He gets out, he gets up and stands behind me. And I'm filming here at the base of the floorboard, and he'll be behind me going, "I'm scared." And then the dad would reply at the steering wheel, "It's okay, buddy. Let's go, let's go." And then we would cut again, and I would walk back further back where I was, and they would drive off. And the way it was edited, it looks like he was still in the floorboard. Like, in the story's sake, he was. But she thought he was still in the floorboard. But when we were backing the car out, he was actually in the back seat belted in. And she was concerned for his safety that we were actually putting him in the floorboard. That was one of the main reasons. There were probably other reasons, but that was the only one that I was told. And he was telling me, "You gotta delete the video. You gotta delete the video. You gotta change your YouTube name because they know your YouTube now." I'm like, and I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. I really did not. And after a long time of thinking, I did eventually delete the video, as well as the making of footage. I was so mad too. I was so upset, you know, and I wish I could have at least saved the footage to maybe upload for a later time, but I didn't. I just deleted it. Boom. And I did change my YouTube name too. At the time, it was this. And I didn't want to change it because I was afraid that people couldn't find my channel after that, you know, because they were so used to this name. So, believe it or not, I changed it to ATV Studios. And then I think a day or so later I changed it back to this name. And then years later I would change it back to ATV Studios. But yeah, and that's the story. That's the story about the rise and demise of House on Shady Lane. Here's the poster. Like, this is the only things that I have left. I have this poster and that picture. I think my dad still has the mask and the clapper, the movie clapper thing. But as far as that, those are the only surviving things of that movie. And I certainly wish I had the the footage to maybe re-release, but I don't, unfortunately. But there's that story. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to see more stories, I have plenty of them. They're quite embarrassing, some of them. But if you want to see more stories, just let me know and I will tell you more stories. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you next time on ATV.